Hello, good afternoon. If you were waiting the entire hour of 13 and then some for this post, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you still have time to watch it. I watched it, I hated it, and I scrapped it. So we're starting over. This is only episode 2. I still don't know how to edit. I still haven't given time to learning how to edit. It's probably super simple, whatever. I also have an Android, so I don't have iPhone movie. But we'll get to that eventually. It'll be great. So last week I mentioned that I was dressed as Stewie, and this week I'm dressed as Dot. If you can't tell, the Warner sister. I love the Warner brothers and the Warner sister, Miss Dot. I mentioned that I was dressed as Stewie, and then immediately got into talking about my bestie without recalling that she's the Brian to my Stewie. That was the joke. She's a Libra, I'm a Cancer, blah blah blah. It works. It's funny. And also, the amount of times I said last week, separate note, moving on. The amount of times I said last week was disturbing, crazily disturbing. If I were to have counted, which I didn't, probably would have been around the same amount of times that Gigi Hadid touched her hair in Calvin Harris's How Deep Is Your Love? 63 times. Someone in the comment section literally counted because it was that obnoxious. So this week we've got flashcards. I'm gonna be looking down and get my place, figure out, move on smoothly. So for today, we're doing a quote and a post. And again, these are posts that I've done in the past from my Facebook page, Jade A. Cinnamon. Cinnamon has one N. If a post is really short, I'll combine it with another post, because just so you get the full effect and they might be connected in some way. Today, when I do those things, I will briefly discuss comments on certain posts, but I'll remain anonymous with people's identifications, because this is my show. They don't always necessarily matter, so we won't talk about them today. We're going to get into the quote that I said on August 27th. This would be a great time to learn how to edit, but I don't know that. So, desperation breeds manipulation, in that there are no lies. Hear me clearly when I say I'm impervious to being dickmatized. Miss Jade. That is a quote that I wrote as Miss Jade. When I get into introducing who I am, you'll understand exactly what that means. And as you can see, I have this lovely crisscross sheet going on right now. And when I get my tapestries, certain posts will have certain tapestries because I will be said by certain people, and sometimes more than one person is speaking. They're all me, but my personas and personalities, you'll understand that more as we go on. They'll be represented by the tapestries, and you'll be able to get the mood of what I'm talking about right away. It's like, oh, this is going to be one of those. Okay, so you'll get it. But the desperation breeding manipulation, we'll get into that in detail after I first explain what dickmatize means. It means hypnotized by dick. So there are plenty of young ladies out there who just do crazy things for dick, and it's crazy. So, not me, but desperation breeds manipulation part, that's just something that's you'll have to learn. That's human nature, not to be desperate, but there are times when you are desperate, and that desperation, it invites bad energy. It just come in to me, hurt me because I'm desperate for something. For an example, scammers. If you're desperate for, I just need that good thing. I just need that good thing to happen. I just need that money. I just need this to work. I need this. Okay, well, I'm exactly what you're looking for. I'm exactly what you need, and I have everything that you need that's going to help you, and you're going to be great because of me. So you need me, and, it's just going to be great. But really, they need you because they're scamming you, and they're taking you for a ride, and they don't want you to know that, so they're preying on your desperation. Don't be desperate. Another example is jobs, whether you're interviewing for a job, or you already have the job. If you're interviewing for the job and you're just like, well, those hours don't really work for me, I don't really know that I can do that. They're like, well, this is all that we have, and we would love it if you'd work that position. We'd really love it if you could do those hours. And hey, you start out at these hours. When it moves on, when we get, a little bit more hours, more schedules available, we can give you something different. But for now, you just work that for us, because you need this job. We need those hours filled. Let's help each other out. Let me help you, right? Okay, we're good. So that's bullshit. And then also, if you have the job and they're like, oh, so can you come in early tomorrow? Can you stay late? Can you do this extra thing? Would you mind? You just do such great work. You're so great. And, we can ask other people, but, you've helped us before in the past, and we know that you're just so good, and we just really think that you'd be a good fit if you could just help us out. We will pay you, not overtime, but we'll pay you. So, you just need a little bit extra money. You could use a little bit extra money. It's like, well, I could absolutely use that. Oh yeah, you could absolutely use extra money. So go ahead, you do that. And what they're really saying is, you're nice. We're not going to ask anybody else. We're going to ask you because we know that you're going to say yes to us. Don't be desperate, because then you won't be manipulated. Another example, oh, I'm kind, if you need validation, I'm kind, I'm brave, I'm strong, let me do it, because I got this, I got it, I can do that. Okay, so, you do that then. Oh, well, I didn't want to do that. No, but you're kind. You've got this, because you're kind, so you do it. You're strong. Oh, you do that, we didn't want to do that brave, that really scary thing over there, but you're brave, so you do it. You got this. We believe in you. We love you. Yeah, you're great. You're so great. You do it. You do it, though. We're not doing it. You do it. So don't be desperate for validation. And another example of this is, oh, I'm interesting. Don't be desperate to be validated as being interesting. Here's an example. The owner of my laundromat, I'm just doing my laundry. He's come up to me with this opening before, and he was like, oh, I think I saw your sister today. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not amused, but let's be amusing. The short one or the fat one. Easy question. Honestly, a very easy question. If you know me, you know my sisters, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Right off the rip. So I'm like, which one? And then he's like, oh, I'm telling. Oh, yeah, one of your sisters got fat. And I'm just like, see, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just trying to use the fact that you know that I have a sister as an in to talk to me. You don't care to talk about my sister. You don't care to talk about, oh yeah, I saw her and we were chatting, and oh yeah, no, so your sister said this funny thing today. Oh, I saw your sister and she said, no, you're just like, oh, hey, you're desperate. You're desperate to talk to me. You're desperate to start a conversation with me, and it comes off that way. It's very obvious. It's not cute. It's annoying, and it's not at all big dick energy, and it makes me want to avoid you entirely. Just absolutely entirely, because I'm just like, that's as hard as you tried, and that's what you came with? That's what you thought? And you thought that was just gonna, oh wow, now I'm so interested in you. I'm not. And I'm not hard to impress, but for the people who are just like, oh yeah, no, I don't care about anything. I'm just so hardcore. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. So don't be desperate. And also the whole hardcore, I'm so hardcore. Yeah, it's the same if you're trying to prove that you're okay. Like, oh, I've got the money, I've got the funds, I've got everything. I don't need you to take care of me. I need you to see me taking care of me, so you know that I don't need you to take care of me. Just so you know, because I got this, okay? I got it all. I got it on lock. I have everything. It's like, okay, well, go on with your bad self then. I'm not going to help you. I know you don't need me, so I'm not going to be there for you, because you got this, right? You got it all. You got it all. You got it all. And that's okay to be. And we'll get into that next week with the front, the facade, the being showing, putting a foot forward. That's not really the truth, but you gotta lock away the bullshit. The way to be not desperate in this way is to be vulnerable. And that sounds funny because it's like, well, there's manipulators and there's bad people and there's everything. Yeah, you have to do the work. You have to understand your relationships. You have to see what's good and what's bad about your relationships. You have to see if you're, for an example, someone's going to leave you. Whatever that means, they're going to leave. And you're putting everything into it. You're putting everything into everything that you have, and they still want to leave. Putting more isn't going to make them stay. And even if they stay, then what happens? You've put all that you had and then some for them to give you nothing, for them to give nothing back to you, for them to just stay there and continue to take. It's like, okay, so they were taking from you as you were giving to them. And then you were afraid that they were going to leave you with nothing, even though you have your entire self that you're giving to them. So yeah, it kind of feels like you have nothing because you're just giving yourself to them. So if they're going to leave after you've given everything that you have, what does that say about the relationship? What does that say about their level of care for you? What does that say if you're giving all and then some just for them to stay? And they still want to leave. Because after you give more, it's going to be another cycle of them wanting to leave, just so you know that's how that works. So don't give everything. Don't be desperate. Don't be desperate for a relationship. Don't be desperate for attention. Don't be desperate for the dick, the pussy, the money, anything. The views. I need views, but I'm not desperate for views. The people in my community are the ones watching right now because that's my audience right now. And that was a community that never really embraced me. So I understand that I'm not going to have that many views right off the rip. And my video's getting super long, so people are going to be bored. I understand that. But TV shows are 25 to 30 minutes. Movies are an hour and a half. If people want to watch, they're going to. If people want to put in the effort, they are going to. Whatever you have to do, all you have to do is be yourself. You don't have to do anything more than that. And maybe you're a giving person. Okay. So don't overgive just so it's like, well, I want this person to know that I'm a good person. That's going to come through. That's going to show. You need to be authentic because you are authentic. You are you and you got it all. So if you got it all, wouldn't it make sense to make people work for what you got? If you have a diamond, sorry, I can't make a diamond shape with my hands. If you have a diamond, I'm not wearing diamonds, but if you have a diamond and someone's like, yeah, that's a pretty ass diamond. Yeah, I could use that diamond. I got a whole lot of thoughts for that diamond. You're like, okay, well, the diamond is this price. No, I have $1. I want that diamond for $1. I don't care what you want, and I don't care what you thought you could use this diamond for. You're not getting it for $1 because that's not what it's worth. You're not giving the diamonds what it's worth. So if somebody is not giving you what you're worth, why are you giving yourself to them? You are literally selling yourself for less than you're worth. That's, know your worth, know what you're worth. If you're not worth what someone's willing to pay, you're worth more, then you need to expect more. That whole cockiness, the blah, 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 no. It's self-respect is what it is. You need to respect yourself because no one's going to. And if you don't respect yourself, the people who prey on that, the people who look for that are going to flock to you and abuse that part of you, that insecurity that you have, that that validation, that desperation. It's breeding manipulation. You are asking to be manipulated just by the way that you're being. So don't be that way. And speaking about the views and I want to talk about Family Guy really quickly because I spoke about them in the beginning and I'm going to mention them a lot because I love them. Their 100th episode, they started talking to these people who didn't really like the show. And of course, they probably interviewed people who actually did like the show. But these people were just like, oh, do you like it? No. Is it funny? Mm-mm. Would you recommend it to somebody? Nope. So, Seth MacFarlane did that for the meta humor of it all. Again, Animaniacs, that means making fun of yourself, which is something I do often. You gotta laugh at yourself. So he did that to be like, these people don't like my show, but they were canceled and they came back on the air after being canceled, of course. And then it was like, they're at probably like 20 seasons right now. I know for certain they had like at least 14, 15, I don't know. But they're probably at like 20 seasons right now. They are not hurting for views. They're not hurting for attention. The people who were meant to watch that show, watch the show. The people who are meant to watch my show will watch my show. regardless of if they're interested, if they just want to hear me talk, they just want to play it in the background and fall asleep to it. There are so many songs. I remember I was in English class and these people were like, oh, I don't even listen to those songs. I didn't even know they had words. I just kind of put it in the background. The words are distracting. You know, I don't really listen to the words, like lyrics of songs. So it's like, oh, is that what that song meant? I just had no idea. So it's like, I can't appease everyone. I can't say, okay, well, I need to do this thing because that's going to get me views, unless it's authentic to what I want to do. Because if it's inauthentic, I'm not going to be good at it. And it's going to come out that I'm trying too hard. So we're not doing that. This is already hard work. This is putting this freaking sheet up, and I'm in the hood right now. Like, I look freaking crazy, but I don't care because this is what I want to do. So it's going to work. But you gotta listen to every single thing. If you do have a comment, if you do have a question, if you do want to talk to me, that's what the comment section is for. Feel free to talk to me there. Feel free. Because right now, it's so small that I can actually see what you have to say and listen and all that stuff. Don't text me. Don't DM me. Don't try to start a conversation again, being desperate for my attention. Don't. Just talk to me. So, we're gonna get to the post because we gotta go. Basically, the post was about Black Lives Matter. I posted a profile picture. Some guy posted on my profile picture a picture of a white colored fist, a black colored fist, pounding it. Said all lives matter. I went and messaged him and said, no, we're not going to do that, not on my page. Please don't place that on my page. I don't support all lives matter. Thank you. And he was all immediately, what? Black lives matter? That's racist. That's racist. Oh my gosh, you're racist. You support Obama too, so you're racist, because we talked about that in the past. So it's like, you like him and he threw bombs and he's bad and you're bad and Black Lives Matter is violent and they incite violence and there's looting and there's all this stuff. And then sent me all these pictures about, and he sent the pictures after I put the DM conversation on my Facebook post. That's a picture post. I said I'm not going to talk about picture posts, but I will eventually, whatever. So he put that on the post that I put because I blocked out his name, everything, and I was just like, yeah, no, it's I'm just here to learn. I just want to hear what the audience has to say about this because I had this conversation with this guy. What did you guys think? And he posts on it and he's just like, why would you put that? You put that, you're racist, you're just trying to start trouble, you're drama, blah blah blah. And you know, why would you put that? And I'm just like, I blocked out your name. You're the one who made yourself public. And so on the post, he's posting all these pictures like, oh, see, these Black Lives Matter supporters or these starters, they're Marxists. And God, I should probably know the definition of that. Look it up, because Marxism, it's supposedly communist or something, but then when you look at the definition of what it means today, it's like just those who go against the norm or something. It's like paganism. Paganism is bad because it's not a real religion, but it's also literally just going against organized religion, but not in the way that's violent, but it's just like, I just don't believe that stuff, you know, so I just believe my own thing, but not really hurting anybody by believing it. So going back to the guy, he's like, yeah, so they're saying they're Marxists. Oh, they're looting. They're doing all these things. And it's a picture of possible Trump supporters who've made memes. And that ties to what happened in this week because Trump supporters stormed the Capitol when their president was voted out. He's leaving on the 21st. That's how it works. Inauguration for the new president. And they stormed the Capitol, killed 5 people. And they're just like, no, we want Trump. And so when you're stuck in what you think, when you refuse to open your mind, and when what you know of the situation gives you this little tiny view and you're like, see, I know that much about it. And that little bit that I know about it, I formed an opinion about the whole thing based on what I know about it. And my opinion upsets me. And so I'm upset. And now I'm going to express that I'm upset. But it's like, but you haven't gotten the whole picture. There's literally a saying that says don't judge a book by its cover because you don't know what it's about. You haven't gotten to the end. So you read 10 out of 20 chapters and you're like, I got it. Yeah, I'm done. You don't even know. You haven't given it the full effect. You haven't gotten the full effect. The Prince of Egypt with his tapestry, he's like, oh, you see this little strand. It doesn't make sense on its own, but in the whole thing, it has a part. It plays a piece. If you were to take a thread out from this sheet, there'd be a line across. So it's like if you're just viewing the sheet based on that thread, it's safe to say you're missing quite a bit of information, right? So he's going in and on about this Black Lives Matter being bad. And I'm like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying, because I mentioned, the military. And he was like, you're not in the military. I'm in the military. You don't have a green idea about the military. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, what? Like, the little, you're not even trying to understand what I'm saying. So you're not going to get it. I'm not going to waste my time. But I was having fun with him in the comments because it was fun. Because I'm just like, wow, you're really silly. You're really silly. And you're so silly that you go out into the world as a grown adult and you have this tiny little mind, this tiny little view of everything. You live life that way? That's scary. So I said, for the record, I'm not in the business of silencing people. It is liberating to know I can only at any given time control me. Having said that, if you ever come on my page, especially my profile picture, claiming all lives matter, 1, your comment will be removed because I don't support that. So it exists not in my world. Again, it's my profile picture. 2, you'll be subject to a private conversation in the boss's office. A, because this is mirror image. If and only if you can't handle that, 2AI, you'll be removed from her company. That is all. Carry on, because nothing really matters. A dead person said that. So, yeah. It's funny. We're just going to end with this one last thing. This person I knew, they told me about how Hosier's Take Me to Church was gay bashing, and they were just like, I liked the song, but I just couldn't listen to it anymore after that. It just made me sick. It just made me so sick. And I'm just like, I watched the video, of course. Like, it's imagery. Don't you get it? It's imagery. He's saying that if you're so, yes, God, every single thing you say, yes. I have no thoughts in my head. Just tell me what to do. Tell me. And if anybody tells me anything outside of that, it's wrong. It's bad. Gays are bad. Fire make we burn them. They're bad. It makes sense because they're all going to hell because they're bad. So we have to personally burn them, right? It makes sense, right? That's why you ask questions. That's why, again, comment section, ask questions. That's why you learn, because you don't know everything. And there's so much to know. I don't know everything. That's why I'm talking for 22 minutes straight, because I don't know anything. And I want to know. So I'm putting myself out there so that I can know. I'm being vulnerable so that I can learn. I can have better relationships. I can strengthen the relationships I have with those most important to me. They matter to me. Black lives matter to me. For the record, we shall show this because you saw it last week, but this is what I live by. This matters to me. And this show matters. Sorry I'm 2 hours late. Sorry I have cat hair and stuff all on me. I'm sorry, you might hate me. But I'm still gonna do it, okay? We're gonna get better. We're gonna learn. I blocked that guy, so he can't learn on my Facebook. But if he finds this video, maybe he'll learn something, you know? Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to teach. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Don't be a wall. Live in love. Working on the catchphrase. But that's it. Goodbye.